With the rapid development of science and technology, the importance of chips, as the core component of contemporary high technology, is self-evident. However, Western countries have always tried to restrict China's development in the chip field in an attempt to hinder the advancement of China's science and technology. In particular, the United States' adoption of the Wassenaar Agreement and increasing chip restrictions have severely hit Chinese technology companies. However, the United States recently announced that it would lift restrictions on 31 Chinese companies. Does this mean that China's counterattack is beginning to take effect? The impact of chip restrictions and the counterattack of Chinese companies. Since the United States launched the Entity List system, more than 1,000 Chinese companies and institutions have been added to it, restricting their access to U.S. technology and equipment. Among them, chip-related companies such as Huawei, SMIC, Shanghai Microelectronics, and Yangtze Memory have become typical representatives of restricted companies. These companies have made important achievements in technology research and development and market share, and have played a decisive role in the development of China's chip industry. However, U.S. sanctions have not hindered the development of Chinese companies. On the contrary, the restricted companies have increased their efforts in independent research and development and technological research. SMIC continues to expand its wafer fabs, Shanghai Microelectronics develops advanced lithography machines, Yangtze Memory introduces domestic equipment, and domestic chips continue to advance. Huawei, in particular, has continuously improved its self-research capabilities in the chip field. It took less than 4 years to realize the return of its self-developed Kirin chips, which are widely used in the mobile phone market. This means that China's chip industry has not only shifted from over-reliance on imports to independent research and development, but has also made important breakthroughs in performance and market share. The counterattack against U.S. restrictions and China's countermeasures. Faced with U.S. chip restrictions, China has taken a series of powerful countermeasures. Last year, China implemented export restrictions on key raw materials such as rare earths, gallium and germanium, and included key technologies such as LiDAR, photovoltaic preparation, and rare earth refining on the list of export restrictions. These measures have had a certain impact on the United States and its allies, especially the strong reactions from their related companies. There have even been cases where the three giants Intel, Qualcomm, and NVIDIA have collectively lobbied to relax restrictions. In order to ease relations with allies and local chip companies, the United States has recently removed 31 Chinese companies from the Entity List, agreed to allow NVIDIA, Qualcomm, etc. to continue to ship chips to China, and granted Samsung and SK Hynix permanent access to their Chinese factories. Immunity, and even gave TSMC a 1-year exemption period for its Chinese factories. Foreign media generally believe that this shows that China's counterattack has achieved certain results. However, China cannot have any illusions about this. In key technical fields such as lithography machines, the United States still imposes restrictions on Dutch lithography machine giant ASML and does not allow it to sell advanced lithography machines to Chinese companies. Therefore, although some Chinese companies have been unbanned, actual restrictions continue to increase independent research and development efforts to achieve a strong rise. Faced with U.S. restrictions and counterattacks, Huawei, as a restricted enterprise, did not compromise, but further increased its efforts in independent research and development. Through the return of self-developed Kirin chips, Huawei has realized its own supply of mobile phone chips and no longer relies on external suppliers. Other Chinese companies are also increasing their efforts in independent research and development and accelerating the creation of independent chip industry chains. These efforts are not only to deal with current restrictions, but also to enable China's chip industry to completely solve the stuck neck problem and achieve a strong rise. China has made a series of major breakthroughs, such as the return of independently developed Kirin chips and the reduction in chip imports. These achievements have laid a solid foundation for the development of China's chip industry. Through its counterattack against U.S. restrictions and the efforts of Chinese companies, China has achieved certain results. Although some Chinese companies have been unbanned, China cannot relax its vigilance because of this. Only by continuing to increase the intensity of independent research and development and accelerating the creation of an independent chip industry chain can we completely solve the stuck neck problem and realize the strong rise of the chip industry. Let China work together to promote the takeoff of China's science and technology. In the current complex and ever-changing international situation, each country needs to make strategic decisions based on its own interests and actual needs. Banning Huawei equipment is not only a blow to Huawei, but also a restriction on its future development. Therefore, the British government should re-examine its decision-making, think carefully and seek truth from facts. At the same time, European countries should also formulate policies that suit their own national conditions and interests through multidimensional weighing of the Huawei issue. In the face of geopolitical conflicts and economic pressure, maintaining an independent development direction and conducting mutually beneficial cooperation with different countries and regions is the key to achieving long-term stable development. Finally, we hope that governments of all countries can take the interests of all parties into account more pragmatically and comprehensively in their decision-making, create an open, inclusive, and cooperative international environment, and jointly promote the development of global science and technology and economy. As a self-media editor, I will continue to pay attention to and report on relevant developments to provide readers with accurate information and in-depth analysis.